Hello, my friends. Welcome to the show, Jack Chow on East West with G&E TV. As you all know, the whole world has learned that something bad happened in China. Kunming City, literally at the railroad station, China was hit. The city was hit, people were hit, lives were lost, people were wounded. And we feel sorrow. We feel the greatest sorrow at the loss of the lives. There are 29 of them by the terrorist attack. It was confirmed right there through investigation. It was orchestrated by the East Turkestan Islamic Organization. And first, when we start the show, let's take a moment of silence for those who lost their lives. Please join me. Thank you. You know, sometimes when disasters happen, people have a disastrous mind, right? People feel the loss. Because why? Why? Because we are all human. Human have a human heart. Human have a human understanding. Human cherish lives.
Yes.
Right now. I don't understand why we see the opposite. The reason for this show is to discuss the fact why, to go behind to the why CNN on their report would use a quotation mark to the terrorist attack. And also, our embassy in China, the United States Embassy in China, call it senseless act of violence. My question is automatic. Is there any sensible violence? What is? Tell me. Right. Okay, now, joining me in the discussion is my good friend, a reliable source of information, and also an advocate of peace.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Ken Hamming. Ken, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jack. May I say something a little unusual?
Yes, please.
I wish I was not here.
Please.
If these acts had not occurred, we would not be talking about this. But we are here. I'm honored. I'm wearing my black in honor of the victims and their families and their friends. And the way I look at it, every single life on planet Earth has equal quality at moment of birth. And so I feel the loss just the same if it's Chinese citizens, American citizens, or whatever.
Yes,
so
whoever.
This is a very deeply distressing activity and emotion.
And Ken, I would say thank you for feeling the same way I feel. Thank you for feeling the same way my audiences feel.
Yes.
But the question is that there are people feeling different ways.
That's right.
There are people trying to make issues. There are people trying to make some troublesome orientation or whatever, or mislead the public to something else, right? So what is your explanation or connotation, call it that way, about the question mark, about the quotation mark?
Say a terrorist act no longer needs a quotation mark. That sort of indicates that they're saying somebody else is saying that, not them. If you're quoting somebody else,
you're right,
okay?
You're right.
And so it's kind of like not manning up to the reality yourself, but relying on somebody else's words. And that's, in my opinion, unnecessary, unrealistic, and not correct.
And to me, CNN is not the first time, right? If you recall, there are many times they kind of tried to make a point, yet they failed. They failed badly. They failed kind of disastrously.
Yes.
Right? Each time. Why wouldn't they just learn something from the past failure? Okay, now, by using quotation mark, whereas the whole world denounces this terrorist act,
right,
and they quote on it, meaning that I don't belong to you.
That's right. They're just saying that yeah, that's not necessarily our statement, and it's a statement of the obvious. So there's so much in media all around the world that spins the truth. I'm a man, a very simple person, where the truth is the truth, and let's face up to the truth. And it's very distressing when others are not stating the obvious. Okay, and there was evidence, that you indicated about the source of the training and that of these people that performed these heinous acts.
For any violence act, the targeting and nobody else but the masked people, right? Randomly, whoever human, whoever human happy to be on the ground. Were the target.
Right.
So was that a terrorist act? Was that against the humanism?
Well, obviously a terrorist act with evil intentions for a cause that indicates its impurity if you actually hurt people.
And then for for the group of people at C&M, when they isolate themselves from the rest of the folks.
Right.
That's a big issue they're making.
Well, neither you and I are like perfect experts on how politics comes into play. But all these news agencies have political influences against them or for them, and they try to appear neutral and maybe.
But the core issue is that there is no politics at all. People are people.
Right, exactly.
Killer are killers.
Right.
That was a manslaughter.
Yeah.
That was a massacre.
Right.
Right?
Every act of violence in that was an act unto itself.
Okay. Now, people die of no reason.
No reason, just
of no reason.
Happenstance.
They were attacked all of a sudden, life lost, and there were 29 of them
for nothing.
Within minutes of time.
Right.
So, if you want to quote that, what do you mean? Where are you standing?
It's
Who are you? Those are the questions that I'm going to ask.
Yeah.
I really want to discuss with my audiences if you have any different understanding about using quotation marks.
Yeah.
Please call me. Please contact me either by calling 626-856-3889, ask for Jack, or you can send email to me, jack@edimediainc.com. Right. Or you can send me tellmydj@gmail.com to talk about it. And the last time when CNN made the bad comment about Chinese, right? And there were protesters, there were lots of opponents, lots of instances all across the nation until the moment they apologized. Right? Now we have a demand another time for apology for using that misleading quotation mark.
Yeah, they're just. I think to me it's fairly clear they're not taking responsibility for those words as being their opinion. So they're just avoiding addressing the truth.
So
that's
now
unnecessary.
back to Boston bombing though.
Yes.
When Boston bombing happened, everywhere, every corner of the world, came to one point that slaughter is the terrorist attack.
It was on live TV.
Sure.
Yeah.
When 911 happened, when we were hit by 911, September 11, George W. Bush made a statement saying, if I can recite the whole thing, every nation, every region now has a decision to make. Either you're on our side or you are on terrorist side.
Right.
Can we say the same thing though? Can we say the same thing now, Ken?
There's not the same sensitivity, okay, and which is a mistake, obviously. We can say the same thing. We mean the same thing.
China can say the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
China can say the same thing. Every nation, every region, and every news media, including CNN, now has a decision to make. Either you're on our side or on terrorist side.
Right. That's right. And if you're neutral, you're on their side.
Of course.
If you're neutral, you're on their side.
No, when you use a quotation mark, say, that's your business, none of mine, then you are on their side.
That's right.
That's it.
That's right.
Am I right?
Absolutely.
By logic.
By
logic.
Common sense.
By simplest
not
logic.
intelligence. Common
Even
sense.
the 3-year-old, even the third grader, even the third grader
Right.
knows how to use a quotation mark.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, it's
For
an
them
escape. It's an
to
escape
use
from
quotation mark,
accountability.
meaning that they precisely,
Yeah.
clear-mindedly,
Clear-mindedly.
made their own choice.
Yeah.
Like George Bush say, you have a decision to make.
Yeah.
They made their own decision that they do not belong to our side. Our side means the people's side.
The quotation marks are not accidental strokes.
No, of course
They are
not.
intentional strokes.
No, of course.
And avoiding.
You may forget to cross your T's and dot your I's. For you to adopt a pair of them,
Right,
quotation
right,
marks,
right.
you must
Yeah,
have.
you can forget your
You must have a point.
Yeah, you're right. You have a reason.
You have a reason.
Right.
You have a reason.
That's right.
Right.
And when they don't then say who they're quoting, that's just even weaker. I mean,
In other situations whereby you have to use a quotation mark, yet you forget.
right.
You may
That's
be excused.
true.
You may be excused.
Yeah, you may be excused.
Oh, I forget
this is-
to
yeah,
do
this-
it.
that's right.
I forgot to do what I was supposed to do.
That's a good point.
Right?
Yeah.
And now for you to apply specifically something into this terrorist attack, quote unquote, you seriously making a point of yourself, taking a stand, taking a position, making a decision, if I quote from George W. Bush.
Right. Right.
So you decide to stay not on our side. Our side meaning the side of humanity.
Right.
Right?
The value of life.
The value of life.
The value of life.
Right. You decide, your decision means that you have chosen to stay on the terrorist side. Because you call it a terrorist attack, we don't call it a terrorist attack, we're quote unquote.
Yeah.
So back to my audiences, today joining me is my good friend Ken Hamming. He is the author of a great book, 100 Words to Make Life Simple. Life Simple, 100 Words to Live By, the other way. So I really cherish the friendship as well as the love to humanity.
Right.
Well,
We share
the love
that.
to peace. We share lots of things in common. So let's take a short moment out. When we come back, we'll continue discussion about more, please.